What is up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a little bit different. I want to do a 6 months update. Usually I do these every 6 months. It's a 6 months update. But anyways, yeah, I just want to give you a kind of update on my journey and what I've been working on, or how am I doing and things like that. Talk about the strategy, talk about what I need to work on and things that kind of help me along the way and things like that. So if you're looking for trades and stuff like that, this is not the video. This is just gonna be me talking. I'll have the chart going in the background, and yeah, I mean, if you're looking for trades, this is not the video. But if you're looking for some insight on, you know, what's happening, kind of like on my journey and things like that, if you're interested, then stick around. I think you can enjoy this video. I don't know, but yeah, let's get started. So first things first, I want to update you guys on the accounts and see where they at. So as you guys know, I have 4 PAs with Apex, and one of them, I don't trade any of them, and I don't trade. The reason I don't trade them, I'll get into that a little bit later, but I only been trading one, and I'm only up 130 on the account. And this one's actually, I brought it back from the graveyard. I was pretty close of getting of losing that account, but again, I'm still doing the 2 vals on the Apex. One is basically 1,464, basically less than 40 bucks, or less than 50 bucks from passing. And then the second one is at basically, what was that, 1,100, so about $400 to go. So ideally I want to complete these before the New Year's, but we'll see how that goes. But as you guys know, so far I've been focusing only on Top Step, and I have 2 Top Step accounts or evaluations, and one you've been seeing me trading on the YouTube on these videos or whatever, and the second one I kind of started it just doing it behind the scenes, so to speak, and I'm up 1,000 bucks or 981 on this one, and then the second one I'm still up $1,500. So again, a little bit of funny thing here. This valuation right here, I want to pass this. This is the one I truly care about. This one I'm very careful. This is where I kind of like zoned in, right? And this one I actually don't really care about, to be honest. And I only been trading in one day, which is yesterday. But the monthly whatever payment thing is due on the 15th of December. So my goal is either pass this one or fail. I don't care. I don't want to pay 50 bucks for it, okay? And the other ones I do care about, and if I don't pass it by the 15th, that's okay, no problem. But I want to pass this. I don't want to fail it, and I'm gonna keep chugging away. But yeah, slowly but surely we'll get in there. But those are the updates on the accounts. And let's talk about why I don't trade the PAs. So the main reason I don't trade PAs, and it's really simple, is I'm not ready. I'm not ready to trade PAs. Even though, yeah, I passed 4 evals, I actually passed more. I actually lost 2 PAs a while back. That was before I hit my 1 year. And I'm just not ready. And the reason I'm not ready is because I know when I trade, I still have emotion in my head, right? And emotions is huge. And there's a saying that kind of stuck in my head, and I don't know how exactly it goes, but it's something like, you know, if you don't learn how to master your emotions, you will never learn how to master the markets. And that with me stuck with me for quite a long time. Again, I'm not sure if that's the exact quote, but whatever, doesn't matter. But the whole point is, I know what I'm trading in my evals. I still have emotion back in my head, and usually I try to gauge from 0 to 10. Usually, 10 being the highest. Right now I'm at around, I want to say about 5, 6, maybe 7. All right. Again, I'm just trading with 2 contracts, nothing crazy. I want to get that number down to all the way to 2, preferably 1, but 1, 2, or 3, one of those. In that range, right? So that's where I'm at. That's where I want to be at. And basically, I want to trade with. You can never trade with 0 emotions. You're gonna have always emotions. You're gonna have. We're human beings. It's natural to have emotion in our heads, right? And you will never get rid of emotion. You never won't. but you can manage it and you can bring it down to, like I said, 2 or 1. And you know, I want to trade my PAs like I trade sim accounts. I can literally double a sim account in 1 session. It's crazy. Like there's just no emotion, there's just nothing. And I want to get to a point where I'm like that with the PAs and the evals, right? And I'm not at that point. I'm not. And so it's one of those things that you're gonna have to find out about yourself in terms of whether you're ready or not. And that's the question you're gonna have to ask yourself: am I ready to trade PAs? And just a little side note, in my opinion, the hardest part is not the evaluation. In my opinion, hardest part is keeping the funded account, because I've had funded accounts before. I think it was 2 or maybe 3, I can't remember. 2 for sure. Again, I lost them all. And the hardest part is keeping that account alive, because you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna have, you know, 2, 3, 4 days in a row losing days, right? You're gonna get to that point where you're getting close to getting stopped out, right? You know, like, you know, $200, $300 away from getting stopped out to losing your account. And that's where your emotions ride high, because you're gonna enter a trade and you're gonna question it, and then it goes against you, start going against you. You're like, oh my god, like I'm about to lose my PA. Like, you're gonna start moving the target profit, you're gonna start moving stop loss, you're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff. You're gonna start freaking out, and you're gonna get disappointed, you're gonna get angry, you're gonna get depressed because, you know, you lost the trade, you lost the account, and it's just like, it's this whole roller coaster of emotions. It's a snowball effect, and you need to know and you need to learn how to deal with that. Okay, and that's where I'm at. Like, I need to understand what's happening. I need to know that I can manage my emotions well enough to where I can bring the account from the dead. And I did that twice already with the PA and the evaluation that I was working on. So I know I'm capable of doing the hard part, right? So now just kind of reinforcing that behavior, right? And part of that is the strategies too, which I'll talk about, you know, later on. But yeah, again, like I said, I'm just not ready to trade PAs. And you know, will I be ready in a month or 2? Maybe I'll be ready next week. I don't know. But I, you know, of course I want to make some money. Of course I want to get payouts. But again, it's one of those things that you just can't rush. It's a process. You got to understand that you cannot rush these things. And if you do, you'll have a hard time succeeding. You really do. And again, I'm patient enough to understand that what I'm doing right now is basically a solid groundwork to make myself successful later on. So that's another thing you gotta understand. This is a process. This takes time, but in the end, it's all worth it. It really is. I got to experience a little bit of that. Again, I didn't get a payout or anything like that, but it was just when I was doing it full time without the full-time job. It was awesome, and I'm looking forward to that when I, you know, make that, not, I don't say official, but where I can fully just focus on day trading. And that day will come sooner or later. Again, rather sooner than later, but you know, it is what it is. Let's talk about what I need to improve on, what I'm good at, and so on and so forth. So one thing that I'm good at, I realized that quite a few months back, is I'm good at with ranges. I love range days. Range days are my favorite. I love trading them. To me, they're straightforward. They're simple. They're straightforward. I like them. I use the short-term trend channels to, you know, to read the price chart, and yeah, it's simple. I hate training days. I don't know what it is. For me, training days are hard. They're difficult because I always think that if I go with the trend and if I enter the trade, I always think that I'm going to get stopped out and the price will reverse. And honestly speaking, you will never know when the price is going to reverse. You just won't. And also, the price always goes higher than you think it will. Always, almost always, at least in my experience, in my opinion. And another thing too, the reason I'm comfortable trading ranges, because statistically speaking, you only get one trending day per week. So that means 4 days it's just ranging. Price is just ranging. Sometimes, yeah, you get lucky. We get lucky, and it's gonna be, you know, 2 days. But generally speaking, on average, you get one trend day per week. Okay. Every other time is just in a range. So again, for me, again, I like ranges just because I've been trading ranges the longest, right? Versus trend days. So that's one thing I need to improve on for sure. is the trending or trading the trend days. Another thing I need to improve on is holding on to my winners. Oh my god, this is huge. It's so huge. And I always talk about this Vortex scalp, which again I'll talk about later. But for me, and I experienced it firsthand, the Vortex scalp just doesn't work. And I know I'm still scalping. I'm still doing the Vortex scalp, and it's so frustrating. It's just that habit is just, I can't kick it. I don't know what it is. It just you know, just it's hard to let go. But I'm still trading with, you know, Vortex scalp. Yeah, some trades I do, you know, example this one, I think it was 2 points, maybe 2.5. Sometimes I get 3, sometimes I get 4, but I'm still doing the Vortex scalp, and it's really making me upset. And it's just like, I don't know what it is. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes the chart won't give you, you know, what you're looking for. What I'm looking for, you know, because generally speaking, I just look to the left. Basically, the way I find these target profits sometimes is I look to the left, and most of the times the answer is right there in front of you, right? Like this, like the trade in front of you right now. If you look to the left, like you can clearly see, like I could have just had the target profit here. You know, obviously it's hindsight, but generally speaking, the answer you're looking for is to the left. Just look to the left and you'll find your target profit. And sometimes, yeah, you only get a scalp, you only get 4 ticks, and that's it, nothing else. But most of the times, man, the price goes even higher or lower to my target profit, and it's really frustrating. It really is. So that's another thing I need to work on. And third thing is, it's not really that big of a deal just yet, but I noticed it in my trades, especially this past 2 weeks, is revenge trading. Huge thing, and I don't want it to get to a point where I can't handle it, but I need to be more careful when I have a loser. Sometimes, yeah, it works, and sometimes it does not, and most of the times it does not work. So I need to be more careful with that. That's something in the back of my head that I need to keep in mind. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with inside bars, and I've got burned so many times by inside bars, and I make sure I make sure it's not an inside bar. Let's just say that. And then of course I don't trade at the open. Like I said before, if the setup is juicy, if the setup is good, I'll take the trade. But most of the times I just wait 5 minutes and then I'll look for a trade. But that's really it. And yeah, I'll actually, you know, 3 things that actually did also help me a little bit, and it's books, 3 books. Actually, the first one right here, it's called The Mental Game of Trading. This book is awesome if you've been trading for longer than a year. If you've only been trading for less than a year, this won't help you just yet. Okay, maybe it will, but if you're just starting, this won't do anything good to you. It won't. The second book, by the way, this is about psychology. It's about mindset. If you're struggling with emotion such as anger, FOMO, YOLO, sadness, fear, you know, hesitation, whatever it is, this guy talks about it in here, and he'll tell you exactly how to fix the problem. Now, fair warning, the problem that you have, it won't go away in a day or a week or a month. It's a process, so you're gonna have to work at it to fix it, and he'll tell you how to do it, but you're gonna have to do the work yourself. There's no magic word that he can just say like, oh yeah, just do this. No, you gotta put in work yourself, because he'll help you. He'll set you the steps, and he'll tell you the steps to take, but you gotta put the work yourself. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Second book, I don't have it with me, I can't find it, is Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Great book. If you're a beginner, highly recommend it. And also watch the workshop that he has on YouTube. Super awesome book. Love the book, love the workshop. I mean, it just opened up my eyes. I actually watch that workshop again every 6 months too. I'll go back to it and I'll watch. I don't watch the whole thing, I just watch certain parts. I think I watched the very last part of it. I mean, it's amazing. He explains the price action, and he just explains psychology in general, like how you should be trading really, and it's super insightful, super helpful. Do it. And the last book right here I got, let me just show you this one. This book right here, let me tell you something. If you're a beginner, this won't help you. This is very hard to read, extremely hard to read. I'm in like page 75, and my god, it's a Good book. It's lots of good information. Basically goes buy by bar. You know, Al Brooks, I mean, he's the OG of the price action trading. But man, it's just so hard to read. And you know, he has like 3 more books, I believe, which is Trend Days, something else, and I forget the other 2. But yeah, this is gold. And I stopped reading this, but I will I will keep reading on later on when I get a little bit more comfortable with, you know, my trading stuff like that, because at the moment for me it's just hard to digest. It really is. But yeah, those basically those, I don't want to say 3 books, but 2 books that kind of helped me out, because again, like I said, when I start reading the Al Brooks book, it's tough to read. And of course, last thing is doing the YouTube videos, right? Doing the trade recaps and things like that. And I honestly, like, obviously journaling, right? And I used to journal with TraderSync, and I found it useful, but not to a point where it was turning my trading. I can't even talk today. Turning my trades around, or my trading around. But it is helpful. It is useful. What helps me actually is making these videos, like these trade recaps videos, because I go over my head of my trading days, my trades, what I was looking for, what I was doing, and that's super helpful. And I highly recommend doing that. If you don't want to do like the whole journal thing, you don't have to. If you don't want to write stuff down or whatever, do the video, okay? Because number one, the video is free. The OBS, that's free. All you gotta do is get a mic. You don't need a mic's like 20 bucks. You don't need an expensive mic. You probably get one for $5. Use one of these things, right? The headset. And just record your trading session, right? You don't gotta post it on YouTube or nothing. Just record it for yourself. Record, like, you know, what are you looking at? What do you see? What are you feeling? Like, okay, coming up, we have a break. Okay, I'm looking for a break. Okay, cool. Now I'm looking for a retest of this lows. What does that mean? I'm looking for a second entry at the EMA, right? Or below the EMA. And make sure the signal bar is good. So all those things, you need to like record yourself doing it and talking to yourself. I know it sounds stupid, it sounds weird that you're talking to yourself, but it will help you tremendously. It really does help, because you gotta hear it. Once you hear it, you're like, oh man, yeah, that makes sense, you know? And that in turn helps you next time you see a setup, right? Because you already have this information in your head because you set it to yourself. But yeah, those are those things that kind of generally help me out. Let's move on to the strategy. This is a juicy one. So before I get started, I don't want to disrespect Mac in any way. He's a great guy. He taught me a lot of things, and you know, again, no disrespect. He's awesome. But there's a few flaws in his strategy, just like any other strategy. Well, I don't want to say flaws. Okay, I don't want to say that. Things that I don't like. There we go. Things that I don't like in his strategy. Maybe something that you don't like either. Maybe it's something you can agree on, but it's 2 things. And again, like I said before, every strategy has its flaws. No strategy is perfect out there. You know, it is what it is. But the first thing, and you already know, is the 4-tick scalp. You have to be really good at reading the chart. Excuse me. You have to be really good at reading the chart in order for you to be successful in 4-tick scalping. Now, yes, with time, okay, with time and practice, you're gonna get better, right? As long as you stick to it, right? As long as you're doing all these things as long as you're improving. If you're not improving, then you're not gonna be successful. But as long as you're improving and you see progress, then yeah, you can be successful. With the 4-tick scalp, you gotta have a very high win rate ratio, super high win rate ratio. And like, I want to say around 90%, probably even 95%, to be honest. And for me, I don't have that ratio. I don't. And honestly, I don't even want to have that ratio, to be honest with you. I'm not even striving to have that. If it turns out that I have this ratio, that's cool. Later on in my journey, that's fine. But I'm not trying to have 95% win ratio. No. I just want to take trades, and I just want to make, you know, profits, consistent profit. That's what I want to do. But the problem with 4-tick scalp is, and if you're new, with his strategy, your stop loss is going to be higher than your take profit. So meaning that let's say you have 3 winners in a row, that one loser will wipe out all those 3 winners. especially in the volatility in the markets right now, because that 4-tick scalp, he used it back in what, 10 years ago, right? Now the market is different. Market moves a lot more faster. The more we have, sometimes we have, 5, 6, 7, 8 point candles, 10-point candles. 20 years ago, you had a 10-point move. Like, that's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's I wish he would have changed that. I wish he could have done like maybe a 6-tick scalp or something, or a 2-point scalp, So again, if you're new to the strategy and you're, trying to find out why it's not working, do 1-to-1s. And and I mentioned this before, I'm struggling to let my profits run. I really do, because I'm so used to scalping. It's a really hard habit for me to change, and I'm doing my best to change that, and I will change that. But it doesn't work, and I've experienced it in terms of like, it works it works if you've been doing it for 10+ years. Yes, absolutely. And if you don't know how to read the chart in 10 years, like, you got a problem. If you don't know how to read a chart by 2 years, you got a problem. But yes, it does work in the long term, yeah. But in the short term, as a beginner, it won't work. You'll find yourself more frustrated than anything, really. And I've lost many evaluations because I got to a point where I understand the price action, but something was missing, and the missing piece is that 4-tick scalp. That's what it was, and that was the problem. And now that I've slowly trying to increase my, doing 5-tick scalp, doing 3 points, 2 points, 1.5 points, slowly I've been kind of changing the way my trading works. And again, it's work in progress. I want to do 2-3 points consistently, yes, but again, it's a work in progress. But anyways, the second thing that I don't like about it, and I think it's more of a personal preference, is the trend channels or trend lines, whatever you want to call it. I feel like, again, this is my personal opinion, I feel like the trend lines or trend channels are discretionary. And the reason is because everybody sees price differently, right? Everybody sees price action differently. Some might see there's a tighter channel here, some might see there's a wider channel, some might see there's another channel within a channel. It gets overwhelming because there's a channel within a channel, there's a spiking channel, there's a wider channel, there's a bigger channel, there's a shorter channel. I mean, sometimes I watch his videos, the chart review videos, and not always, but sometimes you have this channel, it's like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know, that's just to me, there's those two things that kind of like, and this is why I kind of stick to trend lines, because I just like trend lines better. Because if you get the bottom of the trend channel or whatever, and then you're trying to fit it in, you don't really know. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. Again, I still use sometimes the channels, because if you do get an overshoot, it's a good indication that price might flip over to the other side. But that's one of those things that, you kind of have to like learn as you go, right? But those two things, in my opinion, probably the ones, and clear to see I use the channel there, but it's funny. But yeah, for the most part, I just use trend lines, really. That's all I use. But yeah, those two things, if you just kind of like, again, they're not bad. I just want you guys to be aware of, if you're new. But I will say this, and what Mac is teaching, if you don't like his trend lines or channels or 4-tick scalps or whatever, or second entries, or if you don't like anything of that, what Max is essentially doing is he's teaching you how to read the price. And that's the most important thing, really, because if you can read the price, you can establish your own rules, you can establish your own entries and exits, or whatever, however you want to trade it. But if you can understand what the price is doing, then you're halfway there. You're more than halfway there, actually. At that point, you just need to establish, okay, do I want to take a trade at the EMA, or do I want to take a trade when the price retests the lows, and do I want to go up or down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the key point is he's teaching you how to read the price, and that's what most important. And if you can learn how to read the price chart, you can trade anything you want, because price moves the same in any instrument. And I actually started trading, I didn't start trading, but I actually started watching Forex because I wanna get better at the chart reading. But that's really it for the strategy, honestly. Sometimes okay, let me just back up. I guess I also use Bookmap. Bookmap is, if you guys don't know what a Bookmap is, it's basically a liquidity kind of tracker type of thing. But just YouTube it. There's a bunch of videos on it. But more specifically, I started to learn the TTW Trade Finder, which is Trading to Win. It's these German guys. It's basically a Bookmap add-on. And right now I don't have the add-on. I just watch somebody in their Discord channel that does it live every day. So I'm just watching that. I'm learning. There's a lot of cool things that they have, a lot of cool features that they implemented into Bookmap, and some of the trades I do take off of based on that. I just like how if you understand everything how it works, man, it can be very, very powerful. Right now I don't have a full complete understanding, but I know it's just time. It's just time on the chart, time on the understanding the market, understanding the tool, right? So that's one of the things too that I started to pay attention to. I've only been doing it for probably maybe a month or two, no, probably 2 months. Again, I don't have the add-on myself because I think it's about 140 a month, which I don't really want to spend just yet, because I don't really trade necessarily just on that. There's some people who trade just that, but I don't. I have a combination of two. But if I were to solely trade that, then I would probably pay the 140 bucks. But right now the guys are streaming it every day. I don't really need to. But that's one of the things too that I started learning. But other than that, let's move on to the next section. So the last thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about is basically, what's the plan? What's what's the situation? So today is December. We're coming up on a New Year's, and ideally I want to trade the PAs around mid-January. I know that I've been saying that for a long time that I wanna get paid, because I haven't got paid, right? And it could be really, I don't want to say, it could be frustrating and also kind of not depressing, but also like like a loss of confidence type of thing, right? Because you did all this work for nothing essentially. But also I want to trade the PAs when I have the right mindset, right? When my emotions are managed, when I know that if I'm in a trade and if it's a loser, I know that I'm able to either walk away and come back fresh and move on, which I have been doing lately. Better job at it. But yeah, trading the PAs probably mid-January, maybe March. But the number one goal right now to this day is passing the Top Step combine. That's been priority for me since I started it, and I started my journey with Top Step since day one. And obviously I had to change because at the time they had 2 steps. Now only have one step, but it's 2 step. It was tough. It was tough to trade it. And again, I don't know anything about trading back year and a half ago, whatever. So obviously I was not going to pass it. But the reason I went to Apex is because one, there was only one rule. Again, at the time, it was only one rule, and they had great sales. They had fantastic sales, 90% off, 80% off. Like, are you kidding me? Why not? Click, so. But yes, it's always been a goal of mine to pass the Top Step, and I think their drawdown is a lot better than Apex, and I think their payout is a little bit better. Again, I haven't looked at payout just because what's the point? I'm not funded. I don't like. There's no point for me looking for a payout. It's just like I feel like you just you rush into the progress. But yeah, I mean that's the goal one. Pass the Top Step. If I can pass the second combine, even better. Awesome, love it. But for now, I just want to focus on that, and that's why, again, generally speaking, I trade when I trade evaluations, I trade max contracts, right? Because I just want to get it done and get it over with. With the Top Step, that one, I'm babysitting. I'm doing two contracts on that one, and that's it. The second one, however, I did trade with 4 contracts, and as you can clearly see, I'm up $1,000 basically. It's kind of funny. Anyways, but it's funny, like when you don't care about certain things, you, at least in my case, when I don't care, I make money, but when I do care, I don't really make money. Again, emotion, psychology, right? So, but anyways, yeah, babysitting that account. So that's step 1, right? Passing that Top Step account and get funded, and of course trading the PS and finally get some payouts going. And I know that in the past I've talked about live trading on YouTube and stuff like that, and honestly speaking, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that actually at all, because I think I've seen a few people who, you know, did the same similar timelines I am, and they started, you know, doing live trading, stuff like that. And honestly speaking, you know, they say that it helps them, but I don't think so, because not only that trading, there's a lot of pressure in trading, but also now you have people watching you, right, that you're trading. Not only that, you have to also interact with the chat. And you know, you're always gonna have those trolls in chat. You're always gonna have those trolls, no matter what. You're gonna have the I call it the backseat trading people who will tell you in hindsight, right, you shouldn't done that, should done this, right? And that's even more frustrating, right? And yeah, I don't know, I want to focus for, you know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, then call it a day. I don't want to sit there, interact with people and telling you why I'm doing this and them telling me that I'm wrong, things like that. I don't want to do that. That's not cool. That's frustration. That's, you know, you losing your account. And I know there's people that have been doing it they've been trading for a long time, and yeah, they have the mental capacity to deal with the trolls in the chat and trade. Yes, for me, I don't have that. I don't have that capacity at all. And I feel like some people, all they do is just analyze the chart all day long, and they don't take any trades. And it's like, dude, like, you've been staring at the chart for almost 5 hours. Like, what are you doing? You know, drawing arrows and stuff on your chart? Like, pull the trigger, bro. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like people talk to the chat and they'll miss setups and they're not even paying attention to what's happening. I don't know. It's the whole thing. So no, I'm not doing the live thing. Maybe in 10 years I will, or 5 years I will. But right now, nah, that's a mistake. But yeah, we're just basically just keep focusing on my trading and just keep improving every day, you know. And honestly speaking, you know, if I can make $1 million, and if I do make $1 million, I'll probably disappear from YouTube, to be honest. Because let's be honest, I don't want to. If you're making $1 million in trading, why on YouTube, dude? Like, go out there and enjoy life. At least that's my goal. I want to make $1 million and disappear for 2 or 3 years. Gone, travel the world and see things. And you know, what's the point? What's the point of you quitting your 9-to-5 job and you stream all day and you edit videos all day and you Discord and argue with people? No, dude. You make money. You get out there and live your life. Go to the gym. Go to, you know, walk your dogs. Hang out with your family. Go to Italy or something. I don't know. Like, why would you? Anyways, it's the whole thing. So yeah, that's my video, and I know it's probably like 30 minutes long, and I'll try to edit stuff out so I make it less than 30 minutes. But that's all I got, really. If you find this useful information, please let me know. Comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. You know, share with, you know, your friends and family. And yeah, like I said before, for me this is just a hobby, and this is nothing serious. But if there's information, if there's something that I said that suits you or kind of, you know, that you liked, give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And comment down below what you think. Let me know what you think. But that's it for me. That's it for the video. And I'll do one of these again in 6 months. It'll probably be what, May-ish time frame. And we'll see where we're at. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.